Hello everyone, my name is Collins Lawson, and today we're going to be talking about a super happy topic, depression. Now, I know it doesn't sound happy, obviously, which is kind of ironic, but hopefully it will give a lot of kids who suffer from depression maybe some hope, with what they're struggling with. Now, depression started off as a spiritual, demonic plague rather than just a scientific illness. Because what's interesting is back in the time of the Mesopotamians, they would try to perform exorcisms and would sometimes even kill people in order to cleanse their souls of what people would call demons rather than just a mental illness. The reason why I chose this topic, mainly it's because I have a lot of experience with depression. It really started all around probably 10th grade, and it was very rough. And to this day, it's still very rough. So I know that feeling of emptiness, hopelessness, a feeling of being like alone, and sometimes feeling that nobody kind of understands this illness. But I promise you, there are a lot of people that do. There are a lot of people that do understand this illness. Now, for those of you who aren't convinced that depression is a real thing, allow me to show you some statistics. Did you know that 99% of all brain illnesses are from depression? And also, 800,000 people a year die from suicide, making it the second largest leading cause of death. It's really sad because there are a lot of barriers towards getting special proper treatment for depression, such as lack of training, lack of resources, and also in some places just discrimination socially towards depression, almost like a disapproval of depression. Now, depression is split into 4 different sections: cognitive explanation, the symptoms, the biological explanation, and biological treatment, and the cognitive treatment. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, that's 5, not 4. I don't know how to count. Anyway, so cognitive explanation basically talks about the cycle, kind of about like the views about oneself, views about the future, views about the world. Mainly talks about like fault through processes, negative self-views, helplessness. And then we have the symptoms, which mainly include intense sadness, lack of enjoyment, sleep problems, low motivation. Which can affect a lot in one's daily life, especially if they have a lot of hobbies and hopes and dreams, and especially with their job too. Like, it can really affect their job and school as well. Now, the biological explanation is a bit more wonky. So biologically, a lot of it has to do with dopamines and low serotonin, the genetic link, which is basically like the chemicals in our brains, which kind of cause us to have these kind of emotions. And sometimes, despite us being able to do different therapies like DBT, again, like cognitive therapy, a lot of it also has to do with like chemical imbalances, which is a big link to depression. Now, as I was saying before, antidepressants can help. They can help. Most are very fast acting, but I don't think it should be the main like go to it right away. Like, I think therapy should definitely start first, I don't think it should be like the first number one priority. I think because there are a lot of negative effects too, because there's a lot of like addiction, especially if like addiction runs in your family, or just like genetically, just there's a lot of addiction. There's withdrawal effects, and despite it working for like a temporal time period, it only helps like the symptoms, not the cause. And the goal of kind of getting through depression is for it to be a long-term kind of free from that kind of feeling of hopelessness and kind of just helplessness. Now, cognitive treatment is a whole different story. Cognitive treatment, what I was saying, CBT, is it's a type of therapy which is also, I think, should start off before, going with antidepressants. Just a more natural, let's just say organic kind of form of therapy. It helps you identify negative thoughts. It changes the way you think. It can involve like diagrams. If you're like a visual learner. Collaborative therapy, sometimes working in a group helps. Maybe, it may seem like confidential, but it definitely helps, like if sharing with other people, relating with other people, having other people relate with you. So in many ways, knowledge of depression has the power to save many lives, not just in a manner of life and death, but also presenting them with a happy life, with a strong chance of controlling this mental illness. Depression is just as serious as any other illness, and many people seem to think of it as just like a matter of negative thinking. It is a challenge itself to get through it, as it was for me. But I think that helping each other will really give us like a strong grasp, and we'll be able to have like better inner control, and it'll be able to give those who have depression that feeling of hope, as I said before. Again, thank you guys. Not again. Wait, I didn't say that. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Collins Lawson, and this was my TED Talk.